なんとかなったみてえだな。畳みかける。これがスーパーサイヤ人3だ。
Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. The anniversary is rapidly coming to a close, and I wanted to ask you guys what your overall thoughts of it were. Obviously, some parts of it were controversial. It was a bit of a roller coaster between each part, but as a grand total, curious what people's thoughts were, and I got the homie GORESH over here just so we can share some thoughts on how we felt the anniversary was and just discuss what you guys felt. Starting with Jordan. Of course, he put Sans. The context of this is I've been streaming some Undertale, and I got to this point, and it took me like 5 hours to beat this guy. It was a very, very difficult 5 hours to get past this guy. If you guys know, you know.
Dark Souls boss, huh?
He was actually, I think out of every boss I've ever faced, he may take the #1 for most difficult, because the amount of bandwidth you have for screwing up is very small. You can't afford to screw up at all. And then the ending is just there's so much stuff thrown at you, and you take so much damage that if you screw up any part of it, it's over. And it takes like 10 to 12 minutes to get back to that point. It's one of those fights, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those ones stink. Upsto, what is this? Super Mario 64 music, Lethal Lava Land Desert. Is he just trying to say that there's nothing going on?
I don't know. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what the track is, but I don't know what that means.
Dude Masu, I love the wide variety of Legends Limited Zenkais. Yes, this is definitely one of the negative points of this anniversary. Comparing it to the 6th anniversary, where we saw LF Kid Buu Zenkai Awakening, LF Broly Zenkai Awakening, and LF Corrupt Zamasu Zenkai Awakening, this one felt a little bit lackluster, but I guess in the developer's eyes, giving a Platinum equip to an Ultra is their equivalent of a Legends Limited Zenkai. Do we agree to that? Not quite. But I guess in their eyes, they're equivalent? What do you think?
I mean, if you compare this directly to the 6th anniversary, we definitely got more unique equipment this year, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there should be an equivalence between equipment and Zenkais, because Zenkais provide more than just a boost to the character themselves. It's giving you the Zenkai ability to help other characters too.
Yeah.
So there's more value coming from the Zenkai Awakening. I don't think we should completely discount the equips, but Zenkais should have happened. Not maybe every single off week. I mean, it would have been ideal if it was every single off week, but we definitely should have had at least 4 instead of 2, right? That would have been way better.
Yeah, not to mention, you know, Ultras by themselves are already difficult to pull. If you're somebody that didn't have hit at 8 stars, then that was a dead week. And if you're somebody that didn't have Rev UI to even Zenkai Awaken, that was another dead week. So for part 1, some people straight up had nothing go on for over 2 weeks. That's not good. For your super anniversary, I think any quiet period is just bad. Sire Goofy, I loved it, and I loved the part 1 units. The 1% were solid, and the LFs were good. I don't care much about a unit being extremely hype or not, so I prefer the part 1 LFs more than part 2. Part 2 content was better though, and the mechanic changes were good. I got my goat Frieza in part 3. No, he's happy because he got Frieza. I wager if he didn't, I think if he didn't have Frieza, he would change his tune entirely. I do agree with that.
I mean, it completely is subjective, because like someone like Toon Rami, who just loves like the Universe Survival Saga, is going to be more excited for the part 1 characters than the part 2 or 3 characters. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Depends on what you like more. But I think objectively looking at what changed with the game, I mean, part 2 is better than every part ever. I mean, it changed the game the most out of any part to any celebration of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think no matter how you look at the characters in particular, the actual overarching changes of the battle system that happened in part 2, like nothing comes close to that, in my opinion.
How does Toon feel about Frieza?
I actually don't know. I haven't talked to him about that yet, but I mean, just in terms of his excitement, I know he was the most excited for part 1.
Okay.
This is his favorite saga, yeah.
Just because the Tournament of Power is his favorite, and he loves his MUI Goku, and then there's Frieza over here just going pew 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 pew. I'm sure he's very upset. Robbie says, "Was there an anniversary?" Yeah. See, this is the 2 sides of the same coin here. One person is very happy, enjoyed everything for what it was. The other person potentially got shafted, just thought, what the hell was this? I got nothing out of this. I bet we're going to see a lot of comments like that. Rez, great character choices, animations and kits, terrible content-wise. Not enough Zenkais, but they've been good with the free content, like the LFZ Power and Chrono Crystals, so let's say 6 out of 10. Can I just ask, because maybe you'll know more than me. What do you think he's referring to by content besides Zenkais? I'm guessing PvP meta. I'm in the same. I ask the same question sometimes because when people ask for more content outside of the raids, outside of the story mission that they introduced, and outside of, you know, like hoi poi and whatnot, like what does it mean to ask for more content? Like what do people want? I mean, they literally gave us an event that allowed you to farm infinite multi-Z power. Yeah, they tied that even to the story. This event, and I'm actually, because when I did my video doing basically the same thing that we're doing here, I was pleased to see that there were actually some people in the replies that were like highly praising the Shallot raid event. Yeah. Because I thought that was a very underrated event, and I didn't really see many people talking about that. But that is one of the best events ever. It was up for like, what, 2.5, 3 weeks? You could just sit in there and farm Z power forever. Essentially, you could very easily get a character from 3 stars to 14 stars from farming. I mean, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot of work, but you don't got to spend money for that Z power, right? You can farm the Z power for that event, and you get a bunch of erasers. You get a bunch of other stuff as well. Soul medals. You get equipment. I think it was fragment medals you get from there too. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff you can get from that. So I just thought that was a very, very good event. And for me, that would classify as content. So I think what most people mean when they say the content was bad or there was lacking content during the anniversary, to me, all I can think of is just Zenkais. Like, what else does content mean? The anniversary tower, we got that. We got the challenge battle event. We had multiple rushes. We had the anniversary rush event. We had the super rush event. We of course had the normal rush event. I think we had light come back a few times during the anniversary. Mm-hmm. We had the special story event. They had the event where they brought back every single free character. So I mean, if you could explain what you mean by content, maybe I would agree, but I don't really know what you like. People throw the word content around, but they're not specific about what they actually mean by content. If it's specifically referring to Zenkais, I would get it because I agree. But I don't know what else falls under that umbrella of content. If there was 2 things I would nitpick with the anniversary, one, I'm surprised there was no guild versus guild. And number 2, okay, yeah. I'm surprised they aren't introducing new stamp sheets. How is it that so, you know, the 14-day stamp sheet for the 500cc, when you finish that, you have it shows you a page where it looks like there should be more. Why wouldn't they do an anniversary version of the stamp sheet? Just have different rewards. Yeah. I'm just surprised they're not expanding on that. It's basically what the mission pass is, the free mission pass. It's the same thing. Just One thing I've seen people bring up is, remember that it was like the Beerus and Whis like bingo event where you like feed them fruit or whatever. I've seen people bring that up, and I agree that they should have done it for this anniversary. But at the end of the day, that is literally just free stuff that you get for doing nothing, essentially, right? Mm-hmm. And I think if you look at this anniversary overall, most people would agree that they gave out way more than we've ever seen for any other celebration. Like for sure, they give out the most in the celebration resource-wise. Without a doubt, the most generous anniversary. Yeah, so I think what they probably did is they initially were thinking of, okay, let's maybe do this event. But at the end of the day, maybe they just gave us what we would have already gotten from that event through other means. I mean, if it came down to it, I think people would rather just see 500cc show up in the box versus having to farm. I think they should have done it, but that's why I think they didn't. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess if he was able to expand on the free content, then again, I am going to give him, a little bit of leeway here because he said this on July 17. And when did Kakarot come back?
Well, I think we already knew about this back then. Because he was in the data mine.
Okay, right. Yeah, because people have been asking for that guy for a long time. And I'm going to be honest with you. I actually did not think they could bring him back. So the fact that they did is...
Well, they tied it into the DLC. They're like, oh, there's DLC. We're going to bring back Kakarot Goku to celebrate the DLC. Like, they kind of like finagled it in like that.
Can you imagine if they're pulling a lot of strings behind the scenes to make people happy? Like, really stretching.
They have to be.
Yeah, like really stretching what it means to get away with stuff and nobody is really paying attention to it. Like, imagine the lengths they had to go through to bring Kakarot back, because he's like... People really want him. Red Sand Zenkai buffer. We released a bunch of Gokus. He's just so fitting. And people are just not caring at all. It's like, yeah, anniversaries of 5. We brought back this free-to-play character that people haven't seen for years and wanted him for years. Yeah, it's 5.
Yeah, I get it. On the other hand, though, I'm not going to give them like extra credit points for doing that, because this is a character that should be back consistently.
Yeah, I wonder how weird it is with licensing. Even though it's the same IP, I imagine each individual game and whatnot, its own entity, they have to go through all these weird logistics just to have it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
probably pretty tough.
Yeah. All right. So Frisha says 8 out of 10 overall. Part 1 units were good, but everyone expected more in regards to the major update. Part 2, I love the units, some didn't, but the overhaul to the game has been great. Part 3, well, the bar is set. We need more midweek content. Would have been a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, missed opportunity. I agree with him. I think this is a really good assessment for it. Part 1, we said this before, they went with some really, really heavy-hitting units. Like MUI and Evolve Vegeta, it's the pinnacle of each character's current power animated wise. Like, this is their pinnacle, this is their peak. So releasing those, like, strong unit choices, but they spent so long gassing up this anniversary that although it's powerful forms, we thought they would do more with it. So just transforming wasn't anything noteworthy. No one's denying they're really well animated. I mean, MUI Goku's LF is still so stellar. It looks amazing. Little auto dodging stuff, that's all great. Part 2, controversial theme. Not a lot of people care for Saiyan Saga, but they can't deny the quality of the characters. Kaioken Goku's transformation is still easily one of my favorite. Like, they really captured the whole, he's really straining himself to the peak in order to have enough power to fight. That's really awesome. But the overhaul, even, I don't even know how to put this properly. Even if right now what they did to you is not enough to praise them, they set the stones for future cool things. Unique strike clashes, they just started. But the fact that our characters have so much interaction with the environment now, it just sets the bar for just characters. Like Broly, his LF, the dude just gets a pillar, and we're all like, whoa, pillar, neuron activation, this is so cool. Gohan and Trunks in that, you know, the KO scene at the end, or even the succession mechanic. All we needed was a little bit of an environment, and we're like, whoa, this feels so new. The little things really count. And now that we can crash through the wall, we got the overdrive mechanic, and we're launching people in different ways, unique strike clash animations. Even if what they did now is not, you know, if it's not enough for some people to say this is amazing, okay. But they set the stones for future characters to really take advantage of it. Who knows what we'll see by festival? Imagine, like, just you know, far more destructible environments. I'm kind of disappointed that Frieza and Goku don't have a unique strike clash animation. You would think that you would think that is sort of a given. Like, I'm not gonna expect it for every LF that comes out, but for the 2 ultras to really wrap up this sort of like rivalry theme, you wouldn't want to do it there. I don't know. I found that weird. But like you said, the bar has been set with part 3. They said we shouldn't expect this for every celebration. It's only a special thing for the 7th anniversary. But I feel like they said that just because they want to, you know, have that little asterisk that they could fall back on in case they don't have 2 ultras for like festival on the next anniversary. Because they did say that it takes a while to develop the ultras. So I agree. There shouldn't have been dead weeks. Could have been, mitigated by having either an LF Zenkai or another unique equip or something. But it's not like, I think overall an 8 out of 10 is pretty good. 7, 8 out of 10 overall. What do you think?
I personally would give it a 9, and it's hard for me to actually give like a solid ranking to it because when you compare this anniversary to something like the 6th anniversary, I felt like the 6th anniversary had a much higher average than this one did. Mm-hmm. This anniversary had much higher highs than the 6th anniversary did, for me, but it also had much lower lows. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to kind of like settle on one number that I give the entire celebration, but I think for me, the part 2 changes were just too impactful, too influential, too game-changing, in combination with, I think, almost flawless execution with part 3 that I would give it a 9 out of 10. It really, honestly, for me, and it really goes how much you're going to weight the things too. Like, I think as we go through even more of the comments in this video, most people will be talking about the off weeks not having Zenkais, and I think that's fine. It's fair criticism. But for me, even more so than that, it's the part 1 that brought the anniversary down for me. I think the characters not introducing anything really new or interesting in part 1 is kind of what hurts it more so than the lack of Zenkais. So
here's another thing. Would you consider the reveals and stuff would you use that in your grading of the anniversary as well? Do you consider that?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
then
I mean the part 3 reveal is like the best thing ever.
Yeah, there's no way, dude. You know what I'm excited for? I'm excited to see We Got a Power in Festival.
Yeah.
You know that's I'm gonna be evicted out of my apartment, noise complaint, all of it. I'm gonna be going crazy when that happens. Very, very excited. But yeah, I think this is a fair assessment. Some dead weeks, but overall they did some really great things here. Hashi says part 1, a 6 out of 10. Actually, I should probably click this. 6 out of 10. The character choices are fine, but lack new mechanics. Part 2, 8 out of 10. Chapter choices are fantastic, lack of Zenkais, etc. Part 3, 9 or 9.5 out of 10. Everything was fantastic. Just wish the dynamic cutscene had one for the 2 ultras. Oh, the dynamic cutscene had one for the 2 ultras. I thought they did that. Wasn't that the whole, like, you could see Goku in Frieza's eye, and then
I think he's talking about the clash, the unique clash animation, I think.
Oh, I think so too. Dynamic cutscene. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, I agree. Same thing. Overall, the anniversary was really amazing. Even though they didn't give out Zenkais and the dead week was horrendous, I'm guessing they thought the 500cc would make up for it. Yeah, I think that could be it. I wonder if part of it was them being worried that they're doing too many things. Because if we think about it, if they had that Beerus and Whis event, they had the Hoi Poi, they had these raids, they had like... do you think people would be like, whoa, this is too many things? There's a lot of FOMO here. Do you wonder, do you think that could be it?
I think for the type of players that we are most in touch with, the answer would be no.
Okay.
But they definitely spent a lot of the time in the initial Legends information talking about how this was going to be an anniversary and celebration that's more so focused around new and returning players. And that's kind of the way that they built the celebration up to be more for those kinds of players. So it is possible that, maybe for a new player or a returning player that has mountains of stuff to do in the game, if they dropped 500 things every single week, that it might be overwhelming. Yeah.
Clint Trade, let's see. Part 1, 6 out of 10. Slightly better than a monthly celebration. Part 2, 8 out of 10. Incredibly refreshing. Part 3, 9 out of 10. Mega hype double ultra. Rewards were incredible on top. Just a shame they fumbled with the Zenkais. Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be the consensus for everyone. Part 1 was the weakest. Part 2 did a really good job of bringing things back. And then Part 3 was a home run. I really do think that's how everyone's going to feel. Averages out to a 7.66. The dry weeks took away from some incredible highs. Yeah. Ezio says 4 out of 10.
It's just, at the end of the day, it just comes down to how much weight are you putting on each of those things.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is like, it was 1800 LFZ power too, people.
Yep.
Don't forget that. I feel like there was so much good that sometimes some of it can get forgotten. Like there was at least 2000 LFZ power given away from that wheel, the raid honors, exchange shops. Like 1800 Z power from the banners, 200 Z power from just given for free. And I mean, if you're even lucky and got a grand prize, that's another 600 given away. Like they're like, here, take it all, enjoy it.
If you pull Frieza, you get 1000 Z power for him.
Yeah, there's that too. Now, of course, that is a huge asterisk. You need to pull the Ultra. I get it. But at the same time, it's just, it's still kind of crazy. It's still kind of crazy. Raditz says, and no new events. There was no Zenkai Dead Week, no new equipment Dead Week, and no new events. I mean, I feel like we kind of covered this already, you know, like what more would people be asking for? Like, what does it mean that you want a new event? Like, were you expecting something new besides the unique story event and the raids? I wonder if it's that. People, when they say no content, they mean I want something new beyond a raid and a story event. But then the question becomes, well, what does that look like? What do you want? Do you want like a Legends Tower Defense game? Do you want like...
Yeah, I think this is just something that the game has noticed of its own identity over the past 7 years. They used to do a lot of PvE events in this game, like a lot more than they do right now.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of, I think, like the first, I would say 2 or 3 years of the game, the developers kind of came to understand that the game is a PvP game, right? They tried to kind of weave in tons of cool PvE events. They used to have like those original story events that had like the cutscenes in them.
Yeah.
So they put a lot of work into those, and eventually they were just like, you know, we've tried these PvE events, but at the end of the day, people are here to play PvP, and that is what the game's focused on right now. So I can kind of get it that, you know, there's not really a ton of PvE stuff, maybe story-related PvE stuff to do, but that's the game. I mean, the game is PvP. So,
yeah, you can't blame them.
What you were looking for. Yeah.
Whenever they try something new, you do see that sometimes people rip on them pretty hard. Like the full power event was supposed to be PvE. It's like you got 4 of your own battle members fighting against a raid boss. People thought it stunk. And then, do you remember when we had that Yamcha event where it was Broly using a Ki Blast and you used the green to get home runs? Do you remember that?
Yep, baseball Yamcha, yep.
People didn't like that either, so it's like every time they try something new, people aren't really fond of it, and because they are limited by the battle systems of the game, I guess they just prioritize PvP, the way that functions, try to make some PvE out of it, but it just didn't work out. And now they realize, like, okay, well, if everything we try stinks, we will do the unique story event to get people talking, but otherwise we'll try to focus more on the PvP side. I guess that's just how it is, guys. I think they just came to that conclusion. Remember, it's 7 years. They've kind of tried a lot of things in 7 years. Maybe they just came to this conclusion. That's all it is.
I think it's also just bottlenecks too. Like if they work on PvE content, then you're going to see less work go into the characters for PvP. That's just the way it is.
This is true as well. I feel like, you know, I guess, yeah. I mean, how are they gonna string it to work differently? Like I was saying for Gekishin Squadra, this would work so well as a tower defense minigame too. Just because you got the creep waves coming in, you got your characters with your overhead camera shot, boom. A lot of MOBAs do that already. Dota 2 has, in its workshop, has a bunch of just tower defense versions of the game. They could do that, but I don't know how Legends would do that. I just don't think it would be possible. So maybe they kind of stuck with what they got. Sire Goofy might get cooked for this, but this anniversary was better overall than the 5th and 6th anniversary unit-wise. Content-wise, probably not, though.
Again, probably just Zenkais, right? Content-wise, he just means Zenkais. Like, just say it. Just say Zenkais. Like, it makes it more like understandable.
Yeah, I guess that is true. 6th anniversary was way better with everything pretty much, I guess. The only good new things were Paranga and 500cc every Wednesday. Everything else was either the same or downgraded. The Toshi videos were fun, to be fair. I am a Vegito fan and Dragon Ball Super fan in general, but character choices were even. The only good new things were Paranga and 500cc every Wednesday. Everything else was either the same or downgraded. I'm not sure I agree with that. I mean, we kind
of the entire battle system changing was a downgrade.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that. I mean, even if you look at the content alone, we talked about it. That raid event was insane. You know what's weird though? We even had people in the community pleading that we hurry up and kill the bosses. So that told me a lot of people either weren't paying attention to it or never did it. I think if people actually saw the rewards for it, they'd be like, oh, I gotta do this. This is amazing. Like you said, infinite multi-Z power. Kale and Khalifa are still pretty good. People would have starred them up immediately. Like, a lot of those high stars probably came from these events. The people that took advantage of it really got something nice out of it. So I don't think I agree with this statement. I think they went above and beyond for the celebration. Saying it's either the same or downgraded, I feel, is underselling what they did for this anniversary. So I'm not sure I agree with this. I am a Vegito fan. Maybe that's why. There's no Fusion Warrior. There's no Fusion Warrior. Hot take. It was better than the 5th and 6th anniversary in terms of content. Dude, it's so funny seeing such different opinions. You know what I mean? Like, right above it, one guy says the other anniversary is better. Everything was the same or downgraded. And then over here, it was better than 5th and 6th anniversary in terms of content. It's so funny.
I just wish people would explain what they mean by that, by content.
Yeah, what is the definition of content for people? Like, are the raids not content, or is this unique story event not content? Is the battle system not content? Like, what do people want?
Something else I actually would want to see too is if somebody has a list or breakdown of how much CC and other stuff we got during this anniversary.
You know what?
Compared to other anniversaries.
We are lucky. There is somebody that every month tallies up how much CC we get and even provides little asterisks if it's like, okay, this only came from PvP, this only came from this. Like, I'm willing to bet we got over like 28k at a minimum. Because I remember
from the entire anniversary, we probably got like 40 or 50, I think.
Yeah, I remember
it was a lot.
Yeah, I remember in previous anniversaries we'd be in the 30k range. So I'm being conservative on this one. Like 28, I'm saying you didn't have to touch PvP. You literally just logged in and did the bare minimum and you saw at least 28, 30k CC doing virtually nothing. But if you did the PvP stuff and you actually focused up on the raids, then yeah, easily pushing 40, 50. It was a lot. The units are cool, but I feel Legends is back on the power creep train. One strike card doing half my HP is hard to enjoy. You know, this is tricky too, because they talked about this, but this is my own opinion, but I feel like they're kind of going full circle again. Like, oh, we got to do something about this infinite combo meta. It's not good. So they give us Daima to just do a hard disrupt to stop the long combos. Then they gradually phase out Daima with the Dragon Ball Saga having the higher multipliers. And it wasn't really until now that we saw how the new philosophy is going to change things. Because characters from the previous festival straight up cannot keep up with the new characters. Green Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Ultra Majin Vegeta. These guys can't do anything to Kaioken Goku or even MUI sometimes. Like, they genuinely struggle. But the only character of the previous, I guess, philosophy that I feel can do anything is Cell, but that's because he's an Ultra. My issue though is they did all this to stop super long combos, but doesn't it feel like we've gone back to that? They've kind of done long combos, but in a different manner. It's from force drawn cards. Kaioken Goku will just do that. Don't transform, combo, then you transform, combo again. You get 2 extra cards. Revival Vegeta, same thing. This guy pulls a bunch of cards after using a certain amount of cards. Evo, same thing. Gauge or your key falls below a certain amount. More cards. Don't even get me started on Frieza though. Frieza will just shoot a beam and he'll keep going, and his gauge gives him more cards. Like, all of these things, it feels like they just power crept the crap out of the last 6.5 years of the game. And then they went back on their shenanigans, It feels like it was the ultimate hard reset, only to end up in the same spot. That's kind of what I feel like. It's not 99 combo meta, but it's still pretty long. What do you think?
So I think we have massive anniversary power creep every year. Like, I think it's even worse usually than Legends Fest power creep. I think anniversary is a little like of a higher level than Legends Fest when it comes to like power creep per se, but the problem here is the same problem I have been talking about for the past 2 months. And it is what they said in their newsletter initially was that they were going to gradually make this change. And nothing about this at all is gradual.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's just, all right, guys, Daima campaign, DB campaign, anniversary. And if you like graphed it out on like a graph where it's like character releases over time and power level, it would be like a, you know, slowly increasing thing. And then anniversary would be like a straight vertical line. Like there's nothing gradual about this at all.
What's funny is we joked about this too. Like when we saw Dragon Ball Saga be like 130, and then I think by the end of it we saw 160. We're like, dude, what if they end the anniversary well into the 200s? And that's what happened.
Well, we knew that was obvious. Like
I know. I didn't think they would push the envelope this hard. I thought they would stay in the high 180s, low like 200, like literally just stop at 200. I genuinely thought they would stop there until festival, but no, they just shot up to 250. That's insane to me. They're just like, yeah, screw it, 250.
Yep.
I don't even know.
Remember when we were talking about, I think it was the beginning of the anniversary, it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. We were like, what is it going to take for Majin Vegeta to fall off?
Yeah.
And then I was like, once units start to hit like 200+% damage guard just immediately, he's going to struggle. And
yeah,
guess who's struggling now?
Yeah, he's definitely struggling. The one thing I hope though, actually no, it's a lie. I was hoping that they would retire the damn AoE green mechanic. I was really hoping they would stop. But then when they gave it to Namek Goku, I was like, oh, here we go. Like, we're back to this crap again, really. Like, why are we repeating the lessons? You know what I mean? I thought we learned from this. Just retire the mechanic. Give it up. Nobody likes it. It's like counter gauges. 0 out of 10 got shafted on anything but the Ferrat part banners.
The first part.
No, I know, but yeah, I mean that's how it's gonna be. It does suck. Like if you don't pull any of the new characters, it does feel like you're. It's like that Squidward meme where he's in his house watching Patrick and SpongeBob outside playing. That's
yeah.
It's just the reality of these gacha games. I'm sorry. I'm very unfortunate for you. I hope you pull something hype. I'm gonna quickly go through just to see some different opinions, especially somebody that may have done a nice breakdown. Yeah, a lot of people, the consensus is the same. Just because this is a complaint that has been there before where people are like, you only guys read the first 8 to 10. That's just because you and we have a long talk over 8 to 10 opinions, you know what I mean?
Also have like 500 replies or whatever.
This is also true. Oh, you know what? This guy says something here. Gotta say, Rai, I've been loving part 3, and I'm gonna try and save for the after party. And I'm hyped for Kakarot Goku being back. The after party. Should you still consider this part of the anniversary? I know it sounds silly because the name is Anniversary After Party, but is that an attachment to the anniversary, or is this their celebration to say that is done? This is the start of moving on.
The reason why they do the after party is because they want a clean start in the next month. So this is just a way for them to end the month, I think. It's really just like a week and a half long celebration.
Okay.
There's no part 2 banner for the after party. It's just one character to finish out the month. I personally don't consider it to be part of the anniversary. If you want to, it's fine. I don't think it matters if you do or not. But the reason why it exists is because the anniversary kind of ends like mid-July. And this is their way of kind of not having July be completely dead outside of the Ultra. But I mean, this year we got 2, so I don't know. It's just going to be 1 LF, right, to finish out the month, and then August will be a new campaign. Last year, you remember what we got in August? Oh yeah, everyone's favorite, the Z movie celebration.
You know what's weird though is you would think that Z Broly would actually be an exciting thing, but then
he was, dude. His animations were sick. He just sucked. So.
Yeah,
Dude, they drop Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and they're like, all right, guys, you know what's gonna be sick? Let's drop our Broly with a mechanic that does nothing against Gogeta. Boom. Sold. Let's sell it to the players. Like, I don't know.
You know what I'm scared about? I'm scared that Frieza is just gonna be running for you for a while now. I said this so many times, but I'm really worried about that.
Typically, what happens with these big game running characters is they usually run around unchecked for like 2 months and they get checked. That's most of the time what happens, right? Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta runs around unchecked for 2 months, then we get Triomite Goku, stuff like that.
I don't want to use UG4 as an example because I don't know what curse somebody put out there, but that guy is easily the most countered Ultra of all time.
I mean, we could, okay, hold on, let me pull up the list. We could take a look at like every dominant character. Daima drops in March. They get, you know, I wouldn't say countered in May, but they meet their match with the Universe Reps in May, right? Before Daima, what was there? Like Cell and Future? Cell drops. I mean, Cell kind of, I wouldn't really say it gets countered by Daima, but Cell, you know, was dominant. He was number 1, I would say, when he dropped, and then Daima comes around and he's not number 1 anymore. Then we have Beast Gohan drops at the end of December. It kind of tried to give us a counter with Fusion Zamasu. Didn't really work too well. I wouldn't really say Beast Gohan wasn't really oppressive, though. Not like Frieza is.
He definitely wasn't that bad. But see, that's the thing that I'm worried about, right? They typically underestimate a counter. Or rather, when they do underestimate it, it gets bad. Because, you know, UGB was such a good example. They thought Trunks and Vegeta was going to be enough, and then we had to put up with that guy for, what, close to a year? I'm concerned that this is what's going to happen with Frieza. And you can see they are artificially making a need for a very strong purple unit. Because we got Evo and IT Goku, and then that's it.
It's been that way for a year now. Because the last, like, game-dominating purple was Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
The worst part is they keep releasing yellow ultras. I don't understand. Like every guy that's going to be countered by the purple just has the ultimate buddy to protect him.
By the way, it's not just Frieza. Goku's really good too.
Oh, I know.
Namek Goku is very good.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, you know, we got Kaioken Goku to help out with him. And then we also got, I guess you could say, Cell. So for him, it's not as bad. But for Frieza's little beam, the game doesn't have any way of dealing with that, so we would really need a good purple to put up with him, but I'm just scared.
He has type neutral offensively and defensively, by the way.
I know, and then he heals 35% if he has Krillin, you know, what's that? He heals 10% for showing up, 15% for getting hit, or I got those 2 flip, like, what the hell? I don't know. What would you want for the after party if you had to make an LF? Obviously, it's still going to be Frieza Saga because I think last year was Omega, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I think it's pretty likely. I mean, if it's up to me, it would be game original Super Saiyan Namek Vegeta.
Really?
But I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually...
That would be sick. Can you imagine how sick that would be? People would be going crazy about that.
Oh, I don't deny that, but people would be like, why wouldn't this be part of the anniversary? Because people want to see a game originals character, you know?
I think like a metal cooler is pretty likely, even though it's not Frieza Saga, it's LOE, and then they have to Zenkai the red cooler. He's been waiting. So
I was hoping for like Kami Piccolo too, maybe. Sorry, Piccolo that absorbed Nail, something like that would be
Nail,
cool.
yeah. We don't have that in the game. There's no sparking Nail Piccolo.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. I was also hoping that the Piccolo that fought Android 17 would be either a free-to-play Ultra or an LF as well. I think that's a really cool moment, but
yeah, we have him in the game. He's Blue Piccolo, man. He's already in the game.
Yeah.
Blue Piccolo from like 2018.
Okay, a lot of these opinions are for the most part the same. I'm just trying to see if anyone has like a different way of talking about how they felt. Some people said average. I got shafted, so it sucks. Dry weeks, we heard that. Honestly, part 3 in ground battle saved the anniversary. It would have been better if the units were actually on the ground, though. Here's another thing. What difference does that make? I don't understand people's obsession with we want to see their feet on the ground. Why do you want to see their feet on the ground? I'm thinking about a lot of Dragon Ball games. Like, how often are they actually on the ground, if not floating just above it? Right?
Yeah. I mean, how does Sparking Zero do it? Do you actually like run or do you not? I mean, most of the time you're dashing around, right? Even if you're like on the ground part of the map.
You can plant on the ground, I believe. I didn't play Sparking Zero enough to remember, but I'm pretty sure you can plant your feet on the ground. But
I know you can plant your feet on the ground, but when you're actually moving around on the ground, like, do you run around or do you just like dash?
I think you dash.
Yeah, I think you dash too.
Yeah, either way, I just don't. I don't understand. Not to single you out, but I've seen a lot of people say this. It would be nice if the units were actually on the ground, though. But why? Why does that matter? Why?
I think that would even add more strain to your device. By the way, if they did that.
Yeah, I can't. I like the dust that kicks up with us floating there is bad enough. I don't want to see Goku kick up dirt to the screen and then my frames are even worse. I can't.
You know, it's pretty funny actually. You know, it's pretty funny. When part 1 dropped, people were like, "Oh, this is the big RAM update, huh?" And then part 2 dropped, and they're like, "My device is on fire." Like, dude, come on. Which one is it?
Hey, it's true. You know what sucks though? They did the whole like UI thing, and they talked about revamping systems and refactoring so it's more efficient. Like the game ran so good for a week, and now is back to being slow. You go through a menu, you got to sit there for like 2 minutes, stuck on a loading screen. I don't know what's going on. Do they have a memory leak? What are we doing here, Legends? Okay, so here's a good one. So boring. That's the main thing. Just 3 lots of Goku releases. The meta never felt like it really swapped to something strange. Dry weeks only, 1 LF Zenkai. This Frieza is hell to play against, so I'm just not playing PvP. It's just boring. The character choices. Now, that is a good point. People brought up there's a lot of Gokus here. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, if you're not digging the character choices, there's nothing I can really say to like counter that point. It's just how you feel about it, and I don't think that's out of it. Like that's not like a wild statement to make. Like I think that's fair.
Okay, multiple Gokus. Yeah. I was because I got that when I said it would be good if Legends just wrapped this up with the Frieza Saga Goku Zenkai, and people were saying like, why? But why? Why would you want another Goku? To get a Zenkai Awakening? And I was saying, he's the only LF left, dude, on Frieza Saga. He's the only one. Everyone else has a Zenkai Awakening.
Well, also, I mean, they told us that the theme of the anniversary was Goku's rivals, right?
There's that too, yes. Yeah, like they gave the full power Frieza unique equip. Why not give this guy a Zenkai Awakening? I just figured people were saying no LF Zenkais. Why not pitch this LF Zenkai? And then I was met with, no. We want LF Zenkais, just not that one. Come on, man. It's something. Overall, as a casual player, had a great time with this anniversary. All the picks were solid, and the animation quality keeps getting better and better with each new part. I also enjoyed the Shallot event. That was fun, and him getting a plat was so cool to see. Yeah. There you go. I'm kind of surprised people just stopped running Shallot.
By the way, the Shallot Platinum equipment, if you factored everything from this anniversary into a discussion of what were like the top 3 best things they did in this anniversary, number 1 is the dynamic area battles, and then I think number 2 is the Shallot Platinum equipment.
Yeah,
because everybody benefits from that. Yeah, like you cannot pull the Ultra Goku or the Ultra Frieza. You cannot pull the part 2 or part 1 characters. You install the game, you have Shallot, and if you have Shallot, you're gonna benefit a lot from this platinum equipment, because even if you're a new player or maybe you're somebody who just plays PvE only, having this platinum equipment for Shallot is going to let you beat so many more events than you would otherwise be able to. Yeah. So it really, really helps. Probably literally helps every player in the game. So I would put that as the second best thing in this entire celebration, is the Shallot platinum equipment.
Yeah. Okay, I think for the most part, though, everyone's opinion is roughly the same, with the biggest difference being just how shafted they were. Honestly, that's what it feels like here. The good units, part 2, 3 were amazing. Ton of CC and Legends Limited Z power. The bad, no new Legends Limited Zenkai besides Rev UI, no new PvE content, and the ugly 2 Ultra banners with no revamp, and they added a sparking character to make it worse than it's ever been. This is a good point. I think we'll close off on this one. The 2 Ultra banners. I made a tweet saying, would people be comfortable with 2 simultaneous Ultra banners if they pulled
Yes. The infamous tweet.
Yeah, but I said if they pulled one Ultra release from earlier in the year, like if it's just Anniversary and it's just Festival, it's double Ultra to wrap it up. Would people be comfortable if the Turles slot got removed and the Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan slot got removed and placed here? Would people be comfortable with that? And by the way, that other tweet, 100%, it got worse because you straight up said, "Wow, I can't believe Rai wants 3 Ultras," and people didn't see the sarcasm. They took it as truth, and they're like, "Aren't you the guy that wants 3 Ultras?" Wherever, at any point during my time as a content creator, has that been reflective of my personality? At any point have I ever said, yeah, give me 9 LFs and 3 Ultras? Not once have I ever expressed interest in that. I just said it looks plausible because they're pulling a character release. I mean, anyone with a brain would be able to see the trend. We all saw it. You saw it. I saw it. Like, it was there. It was so obvious. Either way,
pretty obvious.
But I did want your thoughts on that too. You know, do you think
the first thing I would ask is, why is adding a sparking? Why does that make it worse?
I think people don't like that a guaranteed new character summon animation can mean Krillin, even though they would rather sacrifice value on the banner so that they can get that adrenaline rush from the guaranteed summon animation. Like, at the end of the day, guys, it's not
I get it.
Yeah, it's not the animation that gives you the character. You already get the character. The animation is just going to be a reflection of that. Does that make sense? Like, if you do the multi and you pull a Krillin, Trunks and Vegeta animation is just going to play because, hey, look at that. In his 10 slots, one of them is a Krillin. That's it. It's not what you think it is.
This mindset is why they feel like it's fine to not drop older Ultras on new Ultra banners.
Yeah.
Right? This is why they bring back Ultra Super Gogeta's banner from 2021 and not just simply put him on a new Ultra banner. Because people think like this. Oh, if I get a Bardock animation on this banner and I don't get the new Ultra, then no matter what I get is terrible. Right? If that's how you feel, why would they upgrade the banners ever? They won't. That's the they literally we'll be getting Ultra Super Gogeta's banner being brought back in 2029. From 2020, an 8-year-old banner will be brought back. That's what'll happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, either way, I guess you could argue that this just shows that there's a gap. There should be a new summon animation to guarantee that it's the Ultra that you pull. How rare that's going to be, who the hell knows? Because you and I both have used a lot of CC during this anniversary.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the Cell Max animation. So until I see it...
I haven't either.
So until I see it, it doesn't exist, okay? So we need a new summon animation to fill the gap to say it's not the new Sparking that you pulled. It's the new Ultra that you pulled. That's a gap that they have there. But either way, you guys in the comment section below, let me know what you feel about what I said with the 2 Ultra banners, because in my opinion, I think that would be a new twist to some of these major celebrations, and people would be welcome to that. Now, of course, that would mean they have to do something about the banner formats more than just a ×3 step and maybe just the Ultra Z Power event for sure. But just looking at that in a nutshell, just the 2 Ultras at once. A big reason I say this is because them not having to rely on just one Ultra to wrap up a major celebration means they could be a little bit more courageous with the picks. They don't have to be like, okay, we need a guaranteed home run character, aka a Fusion Warrior. They don't have to, or a Goku.
Yeah.
They would no longer need to count on that. Now they could be, okay, we know that one of these characters is not going to be as exciting, but as a whole, that's pretty cool. Not saying I'd ever want this, but a Sword of Hope Trunks versus a CMZ. A Gogeta versus a Broly. Like, this is the first time we've seen a villain actually wrap up an anniversary with a hero. Like, they can now do these things. So I think
I completely agree. It opens up the possibilities for what they could do.
Yeah, they can make it more, a more interesting theme to wrap things up. But either way, you guys let me know in the comment section below how you feel about what we talked about here. Goresh, you have any closing thoughts or, anything to wrap this up?
No, I just hope the after party's cool.
I agree. If it is LOE, though, I'm very scared, as should all of you.
Oh my god. Summon Mechanic Metal Cooler. Let's go. And then Zenkai Red Cooler. We're in business.
Wait a minute. You have to revisit that guy before he gets his Zenkai.
I did. I recently, I think. Sometimes soon.
Oh, yeah. You titled it. All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys go check out the All Right, Let's Do This video before that guy gets his Zenkai Awakening. But until next time, peace.